This is Tuesday Talks at 10:30. I'm Evidential Medium Stacy Niedenthal. Good morning. It is a beautiful April morning. I swear Pennsylvania is one of the states that it can be winter in the morning, and then spring in the afternoon, and then fall in the late evening, and then winter again. We have like all four seasons in one day. It's chilly out there today. But we're going to talk today about accepting an invitation. You are cordially invited to accept this invitation. Hello, good morning, West Palm Beach. You probably have a lot warmer weather than we're having right now, but good morning, Christopher. I want to talk first about some of the events that are coming up. I have a lot of things that are coming up. You can always go to my website or to the Facebook group under events if you are interested in joining us in any of those. But April 14th, I will be in Bel Air, Maryland at the Grazing Room doing a group reading. I'm in Bel Air on the 15th, but I believe all my privates are filled. Then we are, May. So, May 5th, I'm so excited about this event at the State Theater in Havre de Grace. It's a platform gallery event, and it benefits the Agape Projects. And if you're not familiar with the Agape Projects, it is a nonprofit organization that helps those in need, whether it is someone who has been rehoused because of a fire, or they went to North Carolina a couple times, they went to Florida a couple times, but it's this outreach that if you are in need, they help as much as they can. And all of the ticket sales will go to the Agape Project. May 7th, there's an intimate group in Gettysburg. Then I am going to be, June 11th, a past life regression at Awake Spa in Chambersburg. We're going to be in the Salt Cave. How cool is that going to be? A past life regression in a salt cave. I'll be back in Bel Air in June. I don't have the dates here for some reason. Then we're doing a past life regression also at Gai Kwong by Christine in Chambersburg, June 25th. Intimate group reading at Awake Spa in the Salt Cave. April 24th, myself and another medium are doing online classes that you can sign up for every single month. So the 24th is our next class, and we're going to talk about rebirth, which is very similar to what we're going to talk about here today. And then we have the Women's Retreat, October 10th, 11th, and 12th at Bethany Beach. And it's connecting with your higher self, your divine energies, and it's just allowing you to be in a safe space with a group of women to connect with your energy, your inner mermaid. Everything's going to be based on the transformation of the mermaid. But I'm so looking forward to it. We did a retreat in Tennessee last year that was amazing. And I'm looking for another amazing group. Tonight, we have the podcast. And I have a very special guest on tonight, Doc B, who is the author of The 3 C's. She survived cancer, COVID, and crack. And she's going to tell her story. I'm so excited. So you need to tune in to Bold Brave Media, Spotify, 8 p.m. Look for Connecting to Spirit. So there's lots and lots of things that are happening and more events that are coming up. I'm going to be back at Made Me Mine in June, where we're going to create a memorial photo of your loved one who has passed. And that'll be followed by a group reading as well. And I don't have that event up yet. Been feeling a little under the weather the last couple weeks, but that'll be up very soon. So let me know where you're watching from. Put a 1 if this is the first time you've been on. But hello, good morning. I love y'all. Thanks for showing up. So today I want to talk about the long-awaited invitation. And I've got, you guys know, I'm an evidential medium, and I pull cards all the time for different situations. Well, I'm also an author, and there are times when I'm practicing writing that I don't know what to write about, that I pull cards from a writer's deck. And that's what I did last night. I pulled this card that says long-awaited invitation. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is a perfect thing to talk about today. So I have read this book embrace your shadow and find your light. You can see I've got all types of things that are marked. And I have suggested this to a lot of my clients. I've even thought about putting a study group together to walk through it together, this inner journey to find the light in our shadow. And when you think about it, a shadow can't exist without light. So the light's in there. It's just casting a shadow on who you are. And I feel like if we were in a group, we would share together our light and help light the path of others who are walking through similar but different situations. So one of the quotes, or one of the statements in the book said, standing in your own responsibility starts with acknowledging that you are co-creator of your own reality. Now, I knew this. It's kind of a given. But I forgot this. And when I read it, it was like somebody was like snapping their fingers and saying, Stacy, read that again. You are standing in your own responsibility with acknowledging you are co-creator of your own reality. So I'm in charge here. I can make a decision to do or not to do certain things. And I feel like sometimes we're kind of half asleep and we're just kind of on autopilot and getting through the day. And we fear change. And we fear making a change and doing different things. And that's why this long-awaited invitation is here. It is an invitation for you, from you, to reconnect with your own divine purpose, your own inner beings. We are taught at an early age to shut down certain qualities of ourself, whether it was a pain that we went through, a bad experience that we went through. How many people on their report card when they were kids, the teacher what? She talks a lot in class. So we were taught not to talk a lot. So then maybe you're not as comfortable anymore to just strike up a conversation with someone. I'm not always comfortable in that situation. That's why I like when Denise goes with me places, because she just talks to everybody. And she opens up that invitation to have a conversation. I feel like because I was always said, shh, told to be quiet, and that I stand back and I observe more because I've got this negative transformer within me that says if you speak too much, it's a negative thing. So we push these things away from ourselves due to fear, regret, shame, past experiences that we've learned that we don't want to go down this path again. Well, it's time to reclaim the things that you've hidden. These buried treasures that are deep within your energy, within your spirit. These qualities of yourself that are such a part of you, but maybe you've left it go because of a bad experience. They are your own unique self-expressions that bring joy and wholeness and alignment and experiences to yourself. If you are judging yourself too harshly, did I say too much? I reflect a lot on past conversations I have with people because I want to make sure that I said the words correctly or I came across the right way. There's times that I will message them later and say, if I hope you didn't take that the wrong way, here's what I was trying to say. Because I'm very spontaneous when it comes to my words. I don't always think about it first. And sometimes that stirs the pot a little bit. But I always try to have the best intentions when speaking to people. So when we judge ourselves too harshly, we block some of our potential because of fear. In the book, she says, reclaim what you have disowned. Is there a part of you that you have disowned, that you thought, not going to do that anymore, not going to do that anymore? In experiences that I've been through in my life, it causes me not to trust a lot of people. Sorry, my camera just fell a little bit. So it's difficult for me to trust certain situations. I had to change my thought process, because it used to be, I'm not going to trust you until you show me you're worthy of trust. And I had to change my thought process to, I will trust you until you show me otherwise, or unless you show me otherwise. And putting it that way puts me at risk for hurt, disappointment, disloyalty, but it makes me more approachable. It makes me a little easier to speak to, maybe. So when we disown what we've been hiding from, I challenge you to look at what you've been hiding. What coat of armor do you have up? Is it a relationship? Is it work? Is it family? Is it trust? Is it vulnerability? Have you placed a wall so high around yourself that you are too guarded and you feel alone and abandoned and rejected? The things that we don't want to feel, the fears of that we have. Oh, if I say this, somebody's not going to like me. If they knew this about me, they wouldn't love me. All of our experiences that we have ever walked through make us who we are. And new experiences create an all new reality for ourselves. But we need to take time to be responsible for co-creating who we are. It's time to show love to ourselves. Otherwise, you're doing to yourself what you're afraid others are going to do to you. You're standing in abandonment. You're ignoring yourself. You're being too hard on yourself. You're judging yourself. You're shutting the door on who you are. If you were to embrace wholeness, forgiveness, alignment, what do you think it would change in your life? It would change a lot. These are the things that allow us to feel liberated, to feel independent. So many things can change when we let our walls down a little bit and we trust our own intuition instead of fear. I have this saying that I stand firm on: faith over fear. I have to faithfully walk through this door instead of saying I'm going to fearfully walk through it. When I stand on my faith, good things happen. When I walk in fear, I manifest it. I manifest the things that I'm afraid of. We all do. Where your mind goes, that's what you manifest. So you can manifest great things for yourself, but if you also have the doubts that you're concentrating and thinking about more, what are you manifesting? Are you manifesting the opportunity for greatness, or are you manifesting the fear that's based in it? We are all a work in progress. But fear can stop that progress. And, I thought about different fears that people have. And I didn't want to address them specifically, but you know what your fears are. So I just kind of did a broad fear. Let's say you're an artist. And let's say you paint this painting or you draw this portrait. But because of your fear, you don't show it to anyone. What suffers? Your art suffers, and you suffer. Because you don't get to celebrate the outcome. You don't take the chance for someone to say, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Can I purchase this? Would you do a drawing for me? So we are all creative in some way. Some are artists. Some are speakers. Some are writers. but there's some type of creativity bubbling up inside of you. But if you fear it, you stifle it. A couple years ago, I wrote the book back here. My head knows, but my heart still hurts. And I was on such a high when I got the proof copy of it. And I was like, oh my gosh, here it is in print. I still have the proof copy of it. It says proof copy all around it. But as excited as I was to have it in my hand, all of a sudden I hit this brick wall of fear. And and we all know what fear feels like. It goes the whole way through our body. Sometimes it causes us to shake. It makes us nauseous. It gives us a headache. And these fears swirled around my mind, body, and spirit. There were a lot of what ifs. And I'm just going to give you a couple of them. What if this book hurts someone instead of helps them? What if it doesn't make sense to the reader? What if nobody bought the book? What if the grammar and there was a typo in the book? Fear was all around me because my vulnerability was showing. I wanted the words to sound like me speaking to you. And there were rewrites, and sometimes the rewrites would come back and I'm like, that is not anything that I would ever say. I do not use 14-syllable words. Nope, we need to change it to this. Grammatically, we can make it sound like this. Okay, it needs to be correct grammatically. I understand that. But my vulnerability was showing because my doubt said, you don't know what you're talking about. You just talk to people. And they listen to you for some reason, but you don't know what you're talking about. And I had to work through grieving all over again while I was writing this book. Now here I am thinking, I've walked through grief, and I know grief is an ongoing process. So I'm not saying it that way. But I thought I was in a different stage of grief for each person that I wrote about in the book. But I found out it came bubbling up again. And I needed to walk through it again. So here I am being vulnerable with you, with whoever's going to pick up my book, tell my story, put my heart on the page. And what if I didn't like it? What if they thought this book is crap? But I got to the point where I thought, this is a healing process for myself. If nobody buys the book, it has helped me heal. If I have helped one person, then the book was worth it. If I didn't write that book, that one person would not have, gotten that awakening or gotten that healing. So I had to put myself, my vulnerabilities, behind me and walk in faith. So when I'm talking about embrace your shadow and find your light, she talks about 7 steps to embrace the light. And they are awareness, surrender, responsibility, authenticity, resilience, nourishment, and wholeness. So we'll use my example. I was aware, very aware of my fear. I felt it going through my body. I had to surrender that fear. Otherwise, I wouldn't have published my second book. I wouldn't be working on 2 other books and an oracle deck of cards, trading cards. I felt deeply responsible. I had been given these words to write and to share. I had to put the intention in the book. Whoever needs to read this book will find its way there. Even if I only helped one person, it was that one person who needed it. I couldn't be selfish in holding my words in. I wanted it to sound like I was speaking, and I found my authenticity. This is who I am. I basically put my words in the book and said, here I am. Here's what I've been through. here's what I can help you with, but you have to co-create this book with me by walking through it. I had to say what Spirit wanted me to express. Every week, I would meet with my publisher, every single week, via Zoom. So I had to find my resilience, because I couldn't meet with my publisher every week and not have something finished. I had to keep going. And there were times that I thought, you know what? I'm going to message her and say I'm not feeling well today. We need to cancel. But I didn't. It's difficult sometimes for me to be vulnerable, and I have to walk through that. So the nourishment then came when I actually had people saying to me, oh my gosh, I gave this book to a friend of mine whose family member just passed. Oh, this poem in the book touched my heart. When the book first went out, I did a reading for a woman, and she showed me like her screenshot of her lock screen on her phone, and it was one of the poems that I had written. That was nourishment to me, to know that my words somehow touched her and helped. So I had to let these words flow in love and understanding. Wholeness comes when the book helps someone. Nourishment comes when I'm refreshed with new words. I go through these steps during a lot of different events, and you can use these as well. Get the book, Embrace Your Shadow, Find Your Light. It walks you step by step through each step. There are so many things that we walk through on a daily basis that we need to allow ourselves to put our armor down, to put our walls down, to be vulnerable, to walk in faith, to allow the uniqueness of ourselves to show, instead of quieting down, being a wallflower, not participating, not showing our art. Be a part of your life by showing up. So, doubts will come in through past experiences. And some of those doubts are negative experiences. We all have them. Nobody had a perfect life. But it's that faith over fear. It's not allowing fear to overcome you. Is it easy? Absolutely not. Is it worth it? Absolutely. You're adding light to your path by not letting fear darken that pathway. So when you light your path, fear and darkness fade away. It doesn't have to be a 100-watt bulb. You know, you don't have to come out of the gates getting rid of all your fears in one day. It's slowly lighting that path so that you tend to get brighter and brighter and brighter. And doing this inner journeying, reflecting on things, seeing mistakes, because we're not perfect, correcting the mistakes, but not stopping ourselves from being courageous enough to try something else. I think about people that I know that have dealt with addictions. That was the dark part of their life. But they thought it was the shining spot of their life because it made them feel numb. It made them not feel anything. But they added responsibility to get past the addiction, to enjoy their life, to feel the feels, and make adjustments. Fear? Yeah, absolutely. When I stopped drinking, it was scary. It was really scary. And We stopped right before New Year's Eve, and I thought, come on. Let's wait until after New Year's Eve. Let's have one last hooray. But we didn't. And I've fallen off the wagon, and I've gotten back on. But I can tell you, sobriety is 110% better than the drunken stupor I used to be in. But I had to get past the fear of allowing people to see me. Make sense? So this is an ongoing exercise here in Earth School. And you're connecting to your divine energy, your consciousness, your higher self, the deepness within yourself. I don't know that we ever really graduate from Earth School until we leave this earth and we go on to the next realm. And then we have a life review and we have a better understanding of the path that we took. I'm asking you to RSVP this invitation, this long-awaited invitation, back to yourself. It's been waiting long enough. You've been on hold long enough. Ever try and call an office and you're on hold for 20 minutes listening to this music? That's what you're doing to your own spirit, your own energy. You put them on hold. Time to pick up the phone. How may I help you? And walk through it. We have this one life to live this time around. Why not live it to the fullest? I hope you will check the accept button, show up for yourself, to allow you to live the life you love and love the life you live. You're the only one that can show the responsibility of being the co-creator of who you are. Don't hide in the darkness. Let your light shine. I hope this has helped you think about where you're at, where you want to be. And I ask clients a lot of times, if time and money were no object, what would you be doing right now? What's stopping you? Make a plan. Get rid of the suit of armor. Get rid of the brick walls. And allow yourself to show up for you. This invitation is for you, from you to you, in the most loving, caring way. To let out those things that you've been hiding. To immerse yourself in you. To show love to yourself. Will you lose some friends? Maybe. But what you gain is yourself. So, it's interesting, isn't it? Just to ponder and think about that. We get so screwed up in what other people say about us, to us, for us, that we lose ourselves because there's a certain way that we should act. There's a certain way that we should behave. And I do agree that, time and place. But allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to be great. There are so many opportunities waiting for you. Accept the invitation and show up for you. So, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bold Brave Media, that's the podcast, I'm going to be talking to Doc B. And it's every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Last week, I had some technical difficulties. I couldn't get my camera to work. I couldn't get my microphone to work. So we didn't go on until 8:30. I crammed a 1-hour show into 30 minutes. If you missed it, you can watch it on Spotify or YouTube or other streaming medias. You can go to my website and look under podcasts and rewatch it. We were talking about archangels. So if you're interested in scheduling a reading with me or attending one of the events, go to the website, connectingtospiritwithstacy.com. You'll find all types of information there. You can private message me or email me. I hope today is the start of you accepting your own invitation to show up for you. That you've decided that you are very worth it. and you are going to get rid of the fear and walk in faith and allow your unique personality, energy to show, to grow, and to see the opportunities that are around you. I will see you next Tuesday at 10:30 on Tuesday Talks at 10:30, or tonight at the podcast. But I hope you have a great and wonderful Tuesday. God bless you. I love you. And I'll talk to you next week.